In this video, you're going to get the secret to developing ease and agility with your kayak. But it's not about a special technique, it's about understanding your spine and how to unleash the range of motion in your back that's needed to make kayaking feel natural. I believe the Inuit understood this, yet when we created our own paddling methods, we may have overlooked the true brilliance behind their harmonious movement with the kayak. I haven't heard anyone talk about this, yet it's easy to apply. In fact, when people get this, they tell me it feels a lot more natural. It doesn't take any time to learn, and it's what makes edging for a turn feel stable. It's what makes you paddle in choppy waves without ever feeling like you could go over. It's the key to the most effective low brace, and it's required if you want a roll that's effortless and consistent. But before we dive in, a word of caution. If you're someone who likes to use force or believes that nature is merely a challenge to conquer, or that indigenous cultures like the Inuit who have lived in harmony with nature for thousands of years don't have wisdom to offer, this video might not resonate with you. This is for those who yearn to feel at home in nature. If you sometimes feel afraid in waves, if you feel unstable edging for a turn, or feel embarrassed because you capsize in front of your friends, or if kayakers are hesitant to invite you along on a longer expedition because they're not sure about your skill level, if you get pain or discomfort when paddling, or you just want to make sure you can keep kayaking for many more years. If any of these are true for you, please watch this video carefully until the end. The one thing you will learn here will transform your experience. I'm Paulo from Dancing with the Sea, and I empower sea kayakers with the skills that make them feel like they're a part of nature, not just visitors. It's easy to think that kayaking is all about spending endless hours on the water, but isn't it more than that? People ask me, why not move your back in sea-to-sea motion like this? Is that not how you edge, brace, and even roll? The fact is, your spine is not designed to move the way you might think. There's actually a structural reason for never doing this, and it matters. I want you to know that if you're lacking the skills, kayak mastery is a lot closer than you think. But you first need a solid foundation, and that's what you're about to get. Before I learned this, I had an experience that I'm a bit embarrassed to share. I'm in the middle of a crossing to a beautiful island when the waves started building up and breaking over my kayak. In hindsight, it's clear I didn't have the skills to be there, especially not alone. But that was my dream. It's why I started kayaking, to get away from the city into the paradise that awaits me on these islands. I was feeling too unstable to turn around and go back, so I kept paddling forward. I kept thinking about what would happen if I capsized. Of course, I practiced getting back in my kayak at the lake in calm water, but would it work here in these waves? It was shortly after that experience that I discovered the Greenland paddle and the Greenland rolling. When I saw a video of a young Inuit rolling with such ease, I just had to learn that. What I didn't understand at the time is that there's a specific way they move their spine to release the flexibility that's required to do these rolls. I didn't even know the spine was built like that, and I don't think I'm alone. After this simple shift, my skills went through the roof in a few months, and that's without anyone teaching me the finer distinctions. And I've seen the same thing happens with many of my clients. Now I can paddle pretty much anywhere I want. People are happy to have me come along because they see me as an asset and not as someone who's likely to ever need rescuing. And I get to explore with peace of mind, never feeling like I might go over. I feel as at home on the sea as I did backpacking in the forest and mountains. And that's what it's about for me. So what's this about how to move your spine, and why would that make you a better kayaker? You see, our spine isn't just a rod supporting us. Its design is profound. And when you understand its limitations, you can unlock a lot of flexibility you never knew you had, even if you're a more mature paddler. It's at the core of everything you will be doing with your kayak. You see, when you move your spine side to side like this, the bones get in their own way. It limits your range of motion. Same thing happens when you bend forward and back. Here's the simple solution. You simply rotate your spine a little before bending it. And like magic, the little bones are not in the way anymore. That extra flexibility makes your edging feel more stable, and you can edge more without risking going over. In fact, you can't really go over anymore after you learn to apply this. I had a student with a long kayak that she thought would never turn well. After practicing this new way of edging for an hour or so, she was blown away by how nimble her kayak actually is. It was a delight watching her dance with it. Another thing that happens is your low brace becomes much more powerful. Instead of this, here there's no twisting of the spine. You can now do this. Here the spine is rotated. I remember a student looking at me in the eyes when he got this. He looked at me with a look of surprise, like he had discovered the Holy Grail, and said to me, "This is a secret. You don't need to be strong or athletic to do this. You're using your strong core muscles." Another thing that happens is that your roll is effortless. Because you're not using force on the paddle, you're using the extra flexibility that allows you to put your back on the water. Your back becomes like a huge shovel. It gives you support. And you can now simply use your core muscles to roll up with ease, even with a loaded kayak. It's something that is easy and even natural to do, but for some reason, most kayakers don't know about it, or they learned it differently. And I see it make such a massive difference in people's skills when they simply apply this one thing. So why do I refuse to ever bend my back like this? The back is simply not designed to bend in 2 dimensions. Your body is designed to move in 3 dimensions. The Inuit knew this very well. You can see it in the way they move. It's this way of moving with your kayak that gives you more elegance and finesse. It's what makes you stable for edging or paddling in waves. It's what makes your roll effortless. In short, it's what makes you dance with your kayak. You feel like you belong on the sea. And that's why I only teach kayaking using the traditional methods. You learn to move naturally with your kayak, and every other skills are yours very quickly. There's no awkwardness to it, no feeling like you have to force anything. Everything just flows naturally. You're like a sea mammal. If you're watching this, you're probably just like me, someone who loves to explore beautiful islands by kayak and just wants to have the skills to feel at home out there, to have confidence and peace of mind. Maybe you want a paddling style that is more gentle, feels easier, lets you enjoy a deeper connection with nature. Maybe you just want to make sure you can keep paddling for many more years. And that's why I think you're going to love what I have for you today. I created a step-by-step guide to show you exactly how to develop that 3-dimensional way of moving your spine and how to use it for edging for a turn, bracing, and rolling. No kidding, it's exactly the same way of moving that is woven into everything you do with your kayak. That's why being a great kayaker doesn't have to take years. It just takes learning to move in a way that probably already feels natural for you. Just click the link in the description to download it for free. This is so important that I believe every sea kayaker needs to know this. If you agree, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's empower every kayaker who stands to gain from these skills. Thanks for watching.